Hi, my name is John and I'm going to show you some fitness training with the kettlebell. One of my favorite tools to use. And first off, I'm going to talk about the 5 elements of functional fitness. And there's push, pull, squat, hinge, and carry. If you can incorporate those 5 elements into any workout that you do, you're covering everything. Now you can also call it a 6th by doing cardio. Steady state cardio, 5 to 7 minutes at the end of your workout, and that would be plenty. Body weight warm up is hands come up, you do a squat and sweep your arms down. You do this 10 times. And then you do 10 squats. Then you do 10 push-ups. You can repeat those 2 more times or just leave it as a 1. If you repeat it 2 more times, it's almost like a workout, so it's your choice. Now I have a kettlebell warm-up that I use before we start doing any kettlebell exercises. We use a kettlebell that's usually lighter than what we would typically use. And in this case, I'm using a 25-pound kettlebell. So you bend your knees and you simply go back and forth with side swings. And you can do this for 6 to 10 swings or for time. If you have a timer, set it for like 15 seconds or whatever and do that. After that, you go into a circle behind the back. You do these in one direction and then switch the other direction. This is good for your core, also loosens everything up and gets you to focus. After that, you do a waiter's catch. Round, catch. And do about 3 or 4 on each side. It really doesn't matter, it's whatever you feel like doing. Then I take it in a crush grip and I do goblet squats. I just did 8 there. And then you can do bicep curls. And then overhead presses. And then park the bell. That's the warm-up. Now we're going to do a 2-handed basic workout. I call this a complex because it involves several different techniques linked together to create one set. And you want to do 6 sets. We're going to do 3 repetitions of each exercise. So we start out with a swing and do 3. And then we're going to bring it up into a clean. Here we go into a hanging 2-handed clean. Drop, clean. Now we're going to do a squat holding the horns of the kettlebell. So a squat. Now we're going to narrow our stance and do a overhead press. So as a reminder, we want to do 3 repetitions of each exercise and we want to do 6 sets. So in the next set, it's a single hand. We're going to start out with alternating swings, then alternating cleans. Then we're going to do a goblet squat and we're going to do overhead press. Here we go. Okay, we start out alternating swing, up, 1. Okay, so when we are going to do the alternating cleans, we want to do them with a swing. Switch with a swing. The goblet squat, which I'm going to use a crush grip. And now we're going to narrow our stance and go into 4 overhead press. And park the bell. As an alternative to repeating the last 2 exercises that were done in the first group, you could bring it up for a clean and then do your squat. And then change, bring it up and do your squat. Change, bring it up and again do your squat. Change and squat. Okay. And park the bell. Instead of a 2-handed overhand press, you do a single hand. So from a swing, it's a clean overhead press. Clean overhead press. Clean overhead press. Overhead press and park the bell. So as a reminder, that's the second set of 2. The second set, like the first set, should be done with 6 rotations. Any less, you're really playing with it. It'll take you anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to do it, and your heart rate will be elevated. Again, I'm John. I'm 76 years old, and I've been doing kettlebells for decades. And I love them. They'll make you strong, strong, strong. Good luck, and don't give up.